You walk in the door and you feel relaxed. Windows that go up to the ceiling in the atrium are 17 feet tall, and it's just entire walls of glass, and the soaring ceilings really give you a sense of openness.
It allows the inside to come outside and the outside to come inside.
I think that there's something that's good for the soul about being in an environment that's so light and uplifting and natural and peaceful.
The house is in Eichler. It was built in 1964. Joseph Eichler built about 11,000 homes in the 50s and 60s. His idea was that the mid-century modern middle class of the 50s and 60s ought to be able to afford a nice home. So they're sort of Frank Lloyd Wrights for the middle class. It's mid-century modern, very open, a lot of natural light.
I love the indoor-outdoor flow. We regularly have all 9 sliding glass doors open and the music playing and the breeze is coming in and out. You can walk in and out of the house and feel like you're still outside.
This style of Eichler is a double gable. That means there's a gable over the carport in the front and a gable over the living room, and in between is an open-air atrium. That is really another room for the home.
I'm a big fan of the atrium. It's just such a fantastic feature that really takes advantage of the weather around here and the sunshine. Sometimes the atrium is a hallway, sometimes it's a living room. It's sort of a striking feature to have a beautiful red maple tree when you walk in the front door of a house.
The maple tree in the atrium, just an example of that peacefulness. We decided to tile the atrium with the same tile as the inside of the house, so it flows very naturally from inside to outside. The window that we created was previously a wall, and we changed that so that we could see the backyard, and it just feels like the greenery is coming in to join us. We love the whole house for its minimalism. It allows us to be able to have a very usable space without a lot of clutter. We bought the house a couple years ago. We bought it from the original owner's daughter, and it had gotten pretty run down.
We wrote a compelling letter to the seller to assure her that we were going to restore it and bring it back to its glory of 1964 as much as we could. It was the right blend of being able to save something from being torn down and being able to have a modern home without having it be cold and unfeeling. It's still a very warm and comforting place to live.
When we did the remodel for the house, we really had to gut it. We wanted the look and feel to come back to the 1964 mid-century modern atomic age, but we wanted the infrastructure and the structure brought up to today's standards. We redid everything.
The beams in the house were a very dark brown, and the panels of the ceiling were also a darkish brown. It made the house much darker, and we thought perhaps we could strip them and even out the tone a little bit, but they were so uneven as far as the finish and the stain goes. There were scratches, there were dents, there were knots.
The ceiling beams we had to paint, but we tried to stay true to the look and feel of the house.
We tried to very much embrace things that are common in Eichler's, like globe lights. Some of the bedrooms had no overhead lighting. A lot of the globe lights didn't match each other, and we were very interested in bringing a consistency to the house. One of the other original features of the house that we really loved was the piece of artwork that's over the fireplace. Its original function was to serve as a room divider. So we knew that we wanted to take it down and preserve it. We put it up there over the fireplace, and it lines up perfectly with the grout lines. It was as if it was meant to be. The color of the original mahogany was restored. We couldn't have asked for a better piece. And that was a really nice symbolism of what the project was for us. We're lucky enough to have that piece as a keepsake, really.
In 1969 or 70, my parents bought an Eames table with 6 chairs, classic round table, and that was my backyard picnic table that I grew up with. My parents still had it in their house when we bought this house, and we said, boy, that would look really nice, and they were happy to have us take it. The look and feel of mid-century modern in some ways has come back and in some ways never left.
My son and I actually have developed a monthly habit of going to the flea market to treasure hunt, and we've picked up things like old-fashioned toys from the 60s, a serving piece here and there. I think that it's the perfect blend of mid-century with an emphasis on modern, and I love the fact that there's so much personality in the house.
When we bought the house, this was what we were looking for, an Eichler, but also an opportunity to restore it and bring it up to today's standards.
We knew it was going to be a big job, but it was really a labor of love. We're going to live here forever because it's just too perfect.
When I'm in my house, I feel restful. The color tones, the natural light, all make me feel calm. I feel lucky to be able to say I really do live in my dream home.